And hello, my friends. We're back in the Billionaire's Bunker again today. Today we're talking WETH. No, I didn't just have a stroke. I'm talking Wrapped Ethereum. It's actually Wrapped Ether, but look, you all call it Ethereum, so we're going to call it that, and nobody likes a good grammar Nazi, so just shut up, people in the comments. I mean, really. Anyway, so what is Wrapped Ethereum and why do we have it? Isn't normal Ethereum good enough? Well, I sure like Ethereum, don't get me wrong. But there are some complexities with Ethereum that a lot of people don't appreciate. See, as an average user, you may just be like, I don't know the difference between the thing, but Ethereum's what I use to pay my gas, so I guess I need Ethereum. And you're right, you do need Ethereum. Ethereum's great, it's what you usually need. But, you see, Ethereum is a very, very special asset. See, on the Ethereum network specifically, it is not treated as an ERC20 token, which is the normal standard that most tokens are using. This is the normal thing that all things in DeFi are. Say, take your DD tokens or your DM tokens or your DAI or your Maker or, literally every token you can name probably. They're what you call ERC20 tokens. And that's just a standard on the Ethereum protocol. And this is a similar thing to a lot of other chains that have a very similar copy and paste thing from Ethereum. Like take Binance, for example, they use BEP20 tokens. It's the exact same thing, they just replaced the E with a B and they copied and changed a little bit of the code base. But all of these things act in the same way. Now, Ethereum is not an ERC20 token. Ethereum is a very special token that it acts in its own way, okay? It's technically not even a token. And this has all kinds of weird effects in DeFi and acting in different pools and just how it's even read. See, if you ever go on Etherscan or something, you might notice how at the top of the thing, you see you've got your Ethereum balance, and it'll show that, and then it'll show the tokens you hold. And the reason you don't see Ethereum down there in the tokens you hold, but you see it up there in the Ethereum balance, is because it's not an ERC20 token. It's not one of those types of assets. It's its own special thing. And if you ever open up, say, your MetaMask or whatever wallet you use, a lot of times when you open it up, you might see your Ethereum position, and then everything else will still be loading, and it'll pretend like it's zeroed out for a little bit. What you're seeing there is it loads the Ethereum, it recognizes that first because it has higher priority. And eventually it'll load all the data in for your various assets. Don't worry, they didn't disappear, it's just taking a second to load. It happens, trust me. But this has really serious effects when you go into DeFi and people don't pay attention to the nuances between raw Ethereum and, say, your normal ERC20 tokens. There's a whole bunch of protocols that have made something. They've made a liquidity pool with a special attribute or something, and they'll put raw Ethereum in there and whatever other asset. And a lot of the hacks you've heard about are actually exploits where they use Ethereum, and because it's not coded in a proper way, it might not recognize and read things right, or because Ethereum has this higher priority, you might be able to do what's called a re-entry attack. So what you can do is you go in there, you put the Ethereum in, you make whatever transaction it is you're doing, you pull the Ethereum out, and then you can put it back in, and all this before it properly reads what actually happened, because the Ethereum component happens prior to the ERC20 component in a lot of cases, if it's poorly coded. Now, most things have realized this and have fixed it, but not that long ago, in the last year in fact, Curve had a Viper pool, which Viper is just this code-based thing. It's not particularly important, and Viper has since fixed it. I'm not trying to put shade on them, but they had a pool that hadn't been updated, and it was running old software. The old software didn't properly account for raw Ethereum. So what happened is, the hacker was able to come in there, and we call him a hacker. There were no hacking attempts really made. They just noticed a bug in the code and exploited it, but whatever. And they came in there and they were able to drain the assets out of the other side of the pool and pull their Ethereum out. And so they ended up just getting taking stuff that they shouldn't have been able to get. And they were able to do this because the smart contract was not properly reading it, because raw Ethereum is not the same thing as a tokenized form of Ethereum. So now that you see why raw Ethereum is somewhat dangerous to handle in certain ways, by the way, it's perfectly safe in your wallet. Don't get rid of your Ethereum. I mean, sell it to me, donate it to me. I'll take it, sure, but it's fine. It's safe to handle for you. It's just not safe in certain smart contract integrations. But this problem has been known since the beginning of Ethereum, and especially as soon as DeFi started becoming a big thing. So a solution was made. This was a temporary solution, and it's become ubiquitous. Now it's used everywhere because it's just so effective and easy. What we could do is we call wrapping Ethereum. So you take Ethereum to wrappedethereum.com and you just deposit your Ethereum, and then you get this token back that is one-to-one redeemable and worth Ethereum. Okay, it's basically an Ethereum stablecoin. Now, this Ethereum stablecoin is just like Ethereum, except for the fact that if you want to actually unwrap it and stuff, you got to take it back through this and you'll get your Ethereum back. And you can always do that. There's no fees, there's no governance, there's no anything. It's just a decentralized system that lets you wrap and unwrap your Ethereum. It's perfectly fine, it's perfectly safe. So the next time you see someone offering you Wrapped Ethereum, or WETH as we call it, don't be concerned. It's the exact same thing as normal Ethereum. It's just an ERC20 standard token that lets you do things in DeFi a little bit safer, a little bit easier. And that's why you see so much trading volume in this asset that is not normal Ethereum. It really is. And that's why there's so much depth in Ethereum. Now, don't confuse Wrapped Ethereum with a whole bunch of other Ethereum assets. Now, Wrapped Ethereum is just a tokenized version of normal Ethereum. But there's staked Ethereum and wrapped staked Ethereum that you've probably seen out there. Lido's famously got a bunch of this that's really good. There's also Rocket Pool. Coinbase has a really bad version of it. Frax has a version. There's a whole list of what we call liquid staking protocols. This is different. These are not one-to-one ETH stablecoins, okay? What these are is these are tokens where people have taken their ETH and they hand it to the protocol. Take Lido, for example, and Lido says, we will stake it. We go out and we stake the Ethereum, and we're going to give you this receipt token. Now, if you come to us with this receipt token, you can redeem it for the ETH under there, but we're going to be gaining Ethereum staking rewards. Right now, they're in the range of like 4% or so, give or take a percent. And we're going to pass through almost all that back to you. We're going to keep maybe 10%, but now you have a token that represents the Ethereum that's gaining rewards, and you can go and use that in DeFi and stuff. And it's very safe, it's very good for the most part, but this is not the same thing as WETH or Wrapped Ethereum. These are like staked ETH or wrapped staked ETH. Now, why would you wrap this token? What's the reason for wrapping staked Ethereum? Well, staked Ethereum, and a lot of different kinds of it, what happens is the amount of token increases. So you have one staked Ethereum, and say it's gaining 4%, at the end of the year, you have 1.04 staked Ethereum. Now, this is great, this is cool, you accrue rewards, we like that, but for a lot of DeFi protocols, they can't handle that very well. It doesn't work the best in certain liquidity pools, some things don't account for it appropriately. So, there was a thing designed that makes it a lot easier for it to interact with DeFi. We call it wrapped staked Ethereum. Now, you wrap up the token, and instead of it increasing in amount, it increases in value. So there's an index that's constantly going, hey, it's increased by this amount. And so at the end of a year, assuming you have a 4%, say, staking rate, and you have one Ethereum deposited, this one wrapped staked Ethereum will be redeemable and worth 1.04 Ethereum, but it's only 1 unit of wrapped staked ETH. So its dollar value will go up and you'll be able to redeem it for more underlying, but there'll still be 1 token. And that's why if you ever go into, say, mint new wrapped staked ETH, you might take 1 Ethereum and you only get 0.75 or something wrapped staked ETH. It's because the index value, you're getting your money back and it's the full value. It's just, it has accrued so many rewards for the underlying that the value on the index has increased to such an amount that maybe you're getting a smaller number, but you're getting your exact dollar value. And if you turn around and say, yeah, this 0.75 wrapped staked ETH, I redeem it, you will get your 1 ETH back because it's worth that many. It's just an index amount so that it says we can redeem it for this much or swap it for this much. And the index only goes up based on the staking rewards and it doesn't go down. So like, you're totally fine. Don't worry if you you know, come in with a whole bunch of ETH and come out with a less number of wrapped staked ETH. That's how it's supposed to work. You're not losing dollar value. You didn't just get rugged or something. You're fine. Don't worry. I know it can be confusing for a lot of people when they're first getting in, but it's really simple once you learn the mechanics behind it and why you do it. And of course, now that you've got these wrapped staked Ethereums, you can go out into DeFi and you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of things breaking or having to keep track of various things. And you're accruing rewards while you can also use it as, say, collateral to borrow a stablecoin like DM and go out and pay your expenses. It's a nice little combo that you can do. That's wrapped staked Ethereum and normal WETH too. Let me know in the comments, do you want me to talk about, say, restaking Ethereum and all the other really sophisticated new things that are coming out? We can talk about METH. We can talk about Puffer ETH. We can talk about anything you guys want. Let me know in the comments below. Are you interested, or is that just a little bit too much? Maybe we should just keep it on easy mode. Speaking of which, what's your opinion on Easy ETH? Do you think they should give more to the community? I sure do. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. See you next time.